Hello, divine souls, and welcome to a timeless collective general message for my YouTube collective. Today, I want to just simply open the space and cleanse the space with some Palo Santo to assist with bringing in the positive energies and vibes for this reading, as always, to assist with it in the best way possible. And I want to call in the Most High, the Mother, the Father, and the source within us to ensure that we gain the insights, the clarity, the wisdom, the perspective in which will assist with the pathways in which are able to be taken for those who are ready to receive in whichever way they may need to today. Alrighty, thank you. Ashe. Alrighty, let's get into this. So I have my original Rider-Waite tarot deck today to pull through this message. Just a reminder that this is a general message, so it may not fully resonate with you, but do take what does and leave behind whatever does not for the next person who may need to receive. And just another reminder that I do have a higher caliber or just a more intricate way of reading into the energy, just as I am an empath and I tune into the energies behind the cards, not just the symbolism. Alrighty, let's have a look. What does Spirit want you to know today? Beautiful. Ooh, okay. Oh, alrighty. Let's get into this message, shall we? Alright, so we have the King of Wands on the crown and third eye chakra. We have the Two of Pentacles on the throat and heart chakra. We have the Queen of Wands on the solar plexus and sacral chakra. And we have the Four of Cups on the root chakra. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into it. What do you need to know from today's message? King of Cups on the crown and third eye. That is interesting. It does feel like you are now gaining a very interesting confidence surrounding this energy of the way that you are starting to view things, okay? You are now really coming into the center of your truth, of your awareness, of how to perceive what it is that is occurring in your reality. And there is a sense of knowing that this clarity is because you know exactly what it is that you need to focus on. Because the King of Wands is very much this like energy of someone who is, very in tune with their reality, in the sense that they don't let other people distract them. They don't let other people get involved with what it is that they are focused on. And it is such it's a action orientated energy of you actually knowing that what it is that you want from your experience, what it is that you're wanting to move towards is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to, decide on what it is for you that you naturally feel drawn to, that you feel called towards. And then when it's time, when you feel it's ready for you to take action, you will, because it comes from your genuine passion of who you actually want to be and your creation of what it is that you want to, build in this lifetime in which you are wanting to create for yourself. Because we all have the opportunity to do so. So for your energy at this time, you're like ready and willing with the wand in hand to really take your perceptions of what it is that you're after in your experience into reality, right? Because the more that you take action, the more that the universe understands what it is that you are actually trying to do, and then they can reflect that back to you by actually, giving back what you give out, which is basically why you have to have a confident perception of what it is that you're after. Because when you believe it enough and you are secure in that, you're very focused on that energy in your mind and your awareness, it is so much easier to go for it. It's so much easier for you to really move towards it, because there is a sense of you just needing to be confident in this way so that you can actually just do what it is that you want. You're not getting, there's a sense of not getting distracted by other people's perceptions of what it is that you're doing around this type of energy. And it's important to have this kind of diligent focus, because you're able to then, complete what you're setting out to do. There is a sense of you'll get it done, you'll make it happen. And that's important when it comes to the visions and the perspectives in which you are seeing for yourself in your lifetime, in this experience. And then Two of Pentacles on the throat and heart chakra. I will say, it's an interesting energy of you really understanding what it means to balance out your heart and your logic, okay? It does feel like with the sense of just your throat and your heart, You know that you need to speak from your heart. You know that you need to project what it is that you truly want from your, from what it is that you want in your own experience, like what you like, what you prefer, what it is that you actually want to gain from it. And then there's also this aspect of logic, right? Is it actually going to manifest the way that it could for the way that you actually want it to be? There is a sense of needing to make sure that the foundations are secure, because otherwise you're just juggling multiple things at once trying to get it to work. But if you're not focused in on it properly, if you're not using this King of Wands energy in your crown and third eye, how are you going to communicate what it is that you're trying to create? You know what I mean? And it's not that you have to necessarily communicate it to anyone, but it's communicating and expressing it to yourself, to the people around you who you need to, maybe you need that assistance with other people, just however that may be in your reality specifically. But there is a sense of knowing how to balance that out so you're not moving between too many things. The more focused you are with the King of Wands energy, the easier it is for you to just follow your heart and speak your truth as you need to, as you're actually understanding that the Two of Pentacles is like needing to seek, what has priority in your life at this time. What is actually going to be the thing that takes most of your energy and your time, so that you're not trying to give yourself to too many things at once, if that makes sense. This sense of actually trusting in yourself to know that what you're going for is exactly what you want, and you know what you want out of it. And that's why it's important that you're not, going between too many things, because when you stretch yourself out thin, you're not actually giving your energy in the best way possible, because you're giving it to too many things. You need to have a focus of where it is that you want to really generate that attention towards, and then give it that life, give it that ability to grow from there. And that's where the, two is balanced, so that you can actually come into that harmonious understanding of how that will work for you. And then with the Queen of Wands on the solar plexus and sacral chakra, I will say this immediately when I saw the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, I felt like this is a beautiful energy of you coming into balance with your feminine and masculine energies. Because the reality is that King of Wands is you using your masculine, but in your spiritual aspects of knowing how to be confident in them. And the Queen of Wands is your feminine aspect, being moved towards in your creativity, so that you can flow with what it is that you want to create, so that you have a sense of just genuine movement that is so subtle and so, just it goes how it needs to. And the Queen of Wands, she's as confident, she knows exactly how things need to process and how things need to, be laid out, so that it can be taken, so action can be taken towards it. And it's a sense of, no messing around. It is, something that you actually want from your experience, and you're ready to take the certain steps that will need to be taken to get where you want to be, and you're really allowing your inner child to feel this sense of security within this Queen of Wands, because you're no longer realizing that you're, there's a sense of you're not a victim in your experience anymore. You may have in the past, I'm just getting that sense of that. But right now, you know that if you want something to happen, if you want to be in this Queen of Wands energy of actually knowing that you can succeed in what it is that you want to create for yourself, you have the passion. You just have to tap into that inner child and allow it to come through in your current life, right? Because our inner child is an existing energy of what we used to be without all the things that have caught up to us now, in the sense of, childhood trauma, limiting beliefs, things that are just, sometimes there's even this sense of lack of self-love that also plays a part in this. And now that you've been able to really tune into the Queen of Wands energy, it's giving you this new opportunity to actually stand proud and stand tall in what it is that you actually want to create, because you feel so attuned to who you are and to your inner child, and your inner child knows exactly what it wants to do. Not in the sense that it's got it all planned out, it's just it knows that there's the ability to have fun in what you are creating. And the Queen of Wands is very much like, I always love the Queen of Wands because she has a sunflower in her hand, and that sunflower is very much that energy of joy, happiness, and that's the solar plexus energy. It feels very positive. It feels very much like that is exactly what you need to be moving towards, because you feel good about it. You feel called towards it, and it makes sense to you. So that's where it's the sense of just trusting that this will actually occur as it needs to. And ironically, that confidence is what you are required when you're moving through the Four of Cups, because the Four of Cups is this sense of apathy of, I'm doing all this stuff. You're creating what you want to create, but there is a sense of patience being required in this. And the root chakra, of course, is a part of that as well. You can take all the action, you can take, all the steps, but sometimes it won't reflect straight away what it is that you want it to reflect. And that is just very common in this reality, right? You have to kind of be patient with what it is that you're building, because there is a sense of the universe is going to offer you the cup of, the fulfillment that you're actually wanting in your experience and that you've been maybe moving towards. But you've got to ensure that you're giving it space to come through. Okay. And do you also have the space in your life for this to manifest? It's also just a reflection of, instead of pondering why it isn't working out, why not allow your energy to be focused on what it is that you could just be doing that you enjoy, that will allow it to be welcomed in as it needs to in the divine timing that it will be brought through. Because the more that you give focus into your positive energies, into the things that actually make you feel good, the more the universe knows that you're doing exactly what you want for your own self, and that makes you feel like higher vibrational with the positive energies, so that you can actually get in return what it is that you actually want from the universe. And it's not to say that your universe is like Santa and it will give you what you want, but it's the sense of what you need from what you want will come through. Okay. And that's why sometimes it's not always what you think it will be, it's what you need it to be that will actually support you the best. And that can come in many different ways. The universe has an interesting way of working when it comes to manifestations, but your trust within that is what is needed. Your patience within that is what is needed, so that you can stay secure, you can stay supportive. You can be supportive in what you're doing, so that no matter what happens, you'll still feel strongly about moving towards it. You won't get, deterred from changing your mind. And look, it's not a bad thing if you do, but it's just a sense of, keeping your eye on the prize, if that makes sense. What it is that you want, what it is that you're focused on. If you focus on that more, if you give it the attention, if you give it the time to grow and just enjoy it, the easier it will be for the universe to just play its part and give you what I said, like the things you need that will help you move forward. And the gratitude is also a part of this, especially with the Four of Cups. I understand that energy as, someone who's really lacking that gratitude of what they have in the moment. And not to say that you aren't grateful, but it's to say that there is always room for more gratitude. You can never go wrong with adding more gratitude into the mix. So really look at what you have around you and really tap into that aspect of what do you have right now that maybe you didn't realize you didn't have a year ago or 6 months ago, that you could truly be grateful for, that has changed. And maybe it wasn't something you thought was going to be great, but it has been. And it's just a sense of trust in this process as you need to. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Starseed Oracle, because it looks like you are moving towards a pathway that is going to be super supportive of what it is that you want to get out of this experience. So let's have a look at what the Starseed Oracle can add to this message today that may assist you along the path and journey you are taking at this time. Alrighty, I'm just going to pull 2 cards for today. Oh wow, alrighty, beautiful. We have, you are not for everyone, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. I love this card. So this is an energy that's really saying that it is time for you to acknowledge that not everyone's going to understand what you're doing. And that's why the confidence is needed, okay? It's why the more that you stand tall and proud in what it is that you want from your experience, what it is that you are focused on at this time, the easier it will be for you to let go of the people that just don't really get what you're doing. And that's fine. They don't need to understand, even if that's family and friends that are around you that may, still be very... they're still very used to who you used to be and not who you're becoming. And a lot of time that's because they just can't comprehend that you're changing. They can't comprehend that you are upgrading into a newer version of yourself. And that trust you have to have within you is to express that, even if you are perceived as weird, even if you are perceived as the black sheep doing something not everyone does, that isn't a bad thing. It just means that you're not going along with the herd. It just means that you're choosing a different path compared to other people, which just means you're on your own unique journey, and most of the time there are people on a similar path. They're just not, around you at this time, but you will come into contact with those and meet people who will understand your weirdness. Okay. If you consider yourself weird, not everyone does, but as I said, it just may be that you're doing something different to what other people do. So that's perceived as so-called weird, but continue facing your true north, really stay focused on what the goal is for you and what you actually want to create from your journey, and really love the journey of it too. That's why I say gratitude is just an endless supply of positive energy. Gratitude is one high frequency that you can never go wrong with. You know, it really does benefit you if you are on a pathway, especially with Four of Cups, when sometimes things don't look like it's happening, but they are just behind the scenes. And the universe has something in store for you, and you need to keep trusting in it, believing in it, know what it feels like to receive all that you've been wanting to receive. You know, maybe, as I said, not in the way you think you would, but the more you trust, the more that the universe will just give you and surprise you with many, many things that, you know, will actually help you. So the last oracle card is Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom, Look a Little Deeper. As I said, there is a sense of you having a lot of support in what it is that you're doing. And that is why it is unique. It is why it is different. It is why it's not normal for someone to see what you're doing in their reality, because you are not following the herd. You are not doing what everyone else is doing. You are very much prepared to take a path in which not everybody understands. And you're very much in this confident era of knowing that that's okay. You know, no one needs to understand. You just have this focus and this diligence to just keep pursuing it no matter what happens. You know, if you have any doubts, do one thing. Doubt your doubts. It's one thing that's been helping me, and I love talking about this because it's really supported me through realizing that even when things seem like they're not possible, when you doubt that doubt, you're trusting yourself in the fact that it can be possible. And it will be possible if you give it enough belief, if you trust the universe to do what it can do. And, you know, there is a sense of looking in deeper, in the sense of the more you go within your own self, the more work you do within your own experience and what you're moving through, the easier it is for you to be lighter, to move forward towards what it is that you're experiencing that you want from life. You know, whether that be the projects, the creations, business, community, however that looks in your experience specifically. But the more that you realize that you have wisdom within you already that you can tap into, the easier it will be for you to take this path with your own trust, with your own sense of understanding that you know what you're doing and you don't need anyone else's validation to make you feel good about what it is that you need to do, because you already know that it's good. You already know that it's going to help you. You know that it's going to take you where you want to be. So if you allow yourself to stay focused on that, that is where you'll be able to actually pursue what it is that you want and get the success that it is that you deserve and you've always been able to achieve, with the confidence, with the stamina, the motivation to keep going. Okay, so this is beautiful energy. You are balancing out your divine masculine, your divine feminine, and you are confidently moving towards what it is you want and taking the steps that are going to actually push you into a whole new path and journey that, like I said, people will perceive in their own way, but you know what it's for, you know what it's doing, and that's all that matters. You know, the more that you can trust in within your own self and your own compass, the easier it will be for you to keep going without people pushing you off the path, okay? And even if you do steer off a little off the path, it's okay. You can always realign, you can always reset, and you can always refocus. So trust in the journey, trust in the process. And this is your message today, Divine Soul. As always, I simply hope to show up as a spiritual physical guide to assist you with new perspectives, with just reminding you of things you may have forgotten, and to simply create awareness around your path and journey, however it needs to be. So if you did resonate, I am very grateful. As always, I'm sending you many blessings and, you know, support through this experience you may be having so that you can move through as best as possible. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.